Welcome to the Explainer. When it comes to weight loss, there is so much noise out there. Fads, confusing advice, it's a mess. So today, we're going to cut right through all of that and build a super simple, super effective guide for beginners. We're talking about what really works.
So let's kick things off with a question I know you've probably asked. Maybe you've even typed it into Google late at night. And you know what? Social media has an answer for you. A very loud, very confident, and very, very wrong answer.
I mean, you've heard this a million times, right? Every fitness influencer, that one friend who's always on some new diet, they all say the same thing. The message is crystal clear. If you want to lose weight fast, carbs are the enemy. You just gotta cut them out.
Okay, but what if I told you that all that advice, it has practically nothing to do with real, actual fat loss, the kind that sticks around? Yeah, it's time to set the record straight.
All right, let's really get into it. We are about to completely take apart the biggest, most stubborn myth in weight loss. And the first step is figuring out, why does everyone believe it in the first place? Because it seems to work, right?
So the story you always hear goes something like this. It's all about a hormone called insulin. They say that when you eat carbs, your insulin spikes, and that spike supposedly traps fat inside your cells. So the logic is, cut the carbs, keep insulin low, and bam! Your body turns into this magical fat-burning furnace. It sounds pretty scientific, right? But it's missing the most important part of the story.
Yeah, that whole insulin thing, it totally misses the real reason you see that crazy drop on the scale at first. The truth is way, way simpler, and it has everything to do with water, not some magic metabolic switch.
Okay, so this is absolutely crucial. We have to get this straight. Weight loss and fat loss are not, I repeat, not the same thing. They're totally different. And honestly, confusing these two is the #1 reason people get frustrated and just give up.
You know that super exciting, dramatic drop on the scale you see in the first week or two of a low-carb diet? Well, that's pretty much just this. Your body getting rid of a bunch of stored water. It feels amazing, I get it, but it's not what you think it is.
And here's why. Check out the simple but super powerful ratio. See, your body stores carbs in your muscles and your liver. It's called glycogen. And here's the kicker. For every 1 gram of carbs you store, your body hangs on to about 3 grams of water to go with it.
So you can see where this is headed, right? The moment you slash your carbs, your body starts burning through those glycogen stores for energy. And as the glycogen goes, so does all that water it was holding on to. That's why the scale drops so fast. You're not actually melting away fat. You're just, you're draining water.
And this is the trap, right here. It's so easy to fall into. People step on the scale, they see they've lost like 10 pounds in 2 weeks, and they get so excited. They think, this is it, I've cracked the code. They're super motivated, thinking they're just torching body fat. But really, it's almost all just a shift in water.
Look, I'm going to say this again because if you only remember one thing, it should be this. A drop on the scale does not automatically equal fat loss. It just doesn't. Real true progress is about losing fat, not just losing weight.
Okay, so if cutting carbs isn't the big secret, then what is? Let's talk about the one rule, the one non-negotiable principle that actually matters for losing body fat. This is the bedrock, the foundation for everything. This is it, the master key. The only thing that science says is required to lose body fat is this, a calorie deficit. That just means you consistently eat fewer calories than your body burns. It doesn't matter what you call your diet, keto, paleo, whatever. If you're not in a deficit, you're not losing fat. End of story.
And you know what's so great about this? It means you can stop making certain foods the bad guy. It's not about cutting out carbs. It's not about cutting out fats. It's not about banning any single food. It's just about the big picture, the total energy balance, the calories in versus the calories out.
So let's just make this crystal clear and maybe give carbohydrates a formal apology, shall we? They are not the villain here, not at all. In fact, they can be a super important part of a diet that's healthy, that you can actually stick with, and that you actually enjoy.
Just look at this. It makes it so simple. You've got Dieter A, who's eating 1,800 calories a day, but with no carbs. And you've got Dieter B, eating the exact same 1,800 calories, but with plenty of carbs. So, what's the result? They both lose the exact same amount of body fat. Why? Because for fat loss, the total number of calories is what counts, not whether they came from a potato or an avocado.
Now, don't get me wrong. If you happen to like eating low carb and it helps you stay in that calorie deficit, then that's awesome. Go for it. It's a totally fine way to eat. But it's not some magic bullet. It's not a metabolic cheat code that makes you lose fat faster than any other diet.
Okay, so now that we've debunked that whole myth, let's shift gears and talk about how to actually measure your progress. It's time to change your focus so you can stay on track and feel good about your journey. All right, let's recap the key takeaways here, the absolute essentials. Number 1, a calorie deficit is king. It's the only real rule for fat loss. Number 2, that fast drop in weight at the beginning, it's mostly water. Number 3, carbs are not your enemy. And number 4, the big one, weight loss and fat loss are two different things.
So what does this all mean for you? It means you've got to shift your focus. Seriously, stop obsessing over that number on the scale. It's going to jump up and down every day. Instead, start tracking the things that show true fat loss. How are your clothes fitting? What are your body measurements doing over time? Take progress pictures. That's where you'll see the real story.
And we'll leave you with this. Now you know the truth. You're armed with the real science, so you can just ignore all that other noise out there. So my question to you is this. Knowing that a simple, sustainable calorie deficit is the real key, what's one small step, one tiny change you can make today to start your actual fat loss journey?